138 MMA here to break down what I believe is the simplest fight to break down on this card of Dana White's Contender Series Week 9 of 2022. We have Richard Jacobi taking on Austen Lane. Now for Jacobi, 6-0-1. That one is a draw. And for Lane, it is 11-3. Here is why I think this is a very simple fight to break down. We have Austen Lane, who is going to be the more explosive, athletic, and powerful fighter, versus Jacobi, who's going to be the more skilled fighter. And I don't say that to say that Austen Lane has not improved since his loss to Greg Hardy on the Contender Series in 2018 or so. I don't say that for that reason, because I do think Austen Lane has improved quite a bit. I just think Jacobi has a better skill set. So Austen Lane still does that thing where he tries to make up for the gap in skills with athleticism, power, things like that. And it works for him in a lot of fights against low-level competition. He's beaten a lot of guys that aren't very good. A lot of them have 500 records or thereabouts. And that's good. He should be beating those guys, so I'm not going to fault him for that. However, I just don't think that that's going to be enough here. Now, Jacobi, on the other hand, does not have the greatest level of competition either. But his striking has looked really good against low-level MMA fighters. So, and I do believe he has a kickboxing background. I did watch a couple of kickboxing fights of his. I don't know what level it was at. I could not find a record online. So if you know his kickboxing record and if it was amateur or professional, please let me know in the comments. But Jacobi did have a kickboxing background. I did watch a few of those. His striking looks good there. His striking looked good in the MMA bouts that I saw against lower level competition. And I think he's able to do that because when it does get onto the ground, he's going to be the better fighter here. He's not bad on the ground either. He's able to get top control, use his jiu-jitsu skills to work to the top. He's not terrible at jiu-jitsu for a guy that comes from a kickboxing background. That's a good thing to see. Something else. This is his 7th fight this year. So he's had obviously 7 fights already. One of those fights was in 2021. The rest are all 2022. This is another day at the office for this guy. This is casual work. So for me, I think the underdog pick in Jacobi here is the best way to go. Austen Lane obviously has finishing potential. He is powerful. He is strong. Very, very athletic guy. Can use that to his advantage. Obviously, he played football, defensive end. Kind of like that was why they matched him up against Greg Hardy originally. They're both the two defensive ends. So, but for Jacobi, I think that the MMA skill is there as opposed to Lane, where he's still bridging that gap. He's still relatively new to fighting in general, even though he has been doing it for a while now. It's still, compared to a guy who's been doing it much longer, has had a more refined skill set. I think Jacobi should get the win here. There is a world where Austen Lane gets the knockout win early in the fight, and that is totally possible. But for me, the pick is Jacobi. I think it's a fairly safe underdog play. I do like it here. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you're a big Lane fan, let me know why. Let me know what you think. If you've seen some improvements that I'm not seeing, let me know. If you're a big Jacobi guy, let me know. Make sure you shout that out too. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I'd love to be able to go back and forth with you in the comments. So, like I said, Jacobi's a pick for me, but I'd love to hear what you got.